What if I told you? The real purpose of money has nothing to do with luxury. Not comfort. Not status. Not security. Money is not a reward. It's a weapon. A weapon that gives you the power to walk away. To look at a job that drains you. A client who disrespects you. A partner who lies to you. And say, calmly, cleanly, without fear, we're done. Most people think wealth is about buying things. They're wrong. Wealth is about buying distance. Distance from toxic people. Distance from bad decisions. Distance from being forced to tolerate what you hate. Here's the trap no one warns you about. You can earn more. Save more. Even become rich. And still be imprisoned. Surrounded by people you don't respect. Obligations you can't escape. Compromises that slowly suffocate you. In the next few minutes, I'll show you why money only works when it's used for one purpose: independence. And why most intelligent, hard-working people never use it, even when they have it. Wealth as sovereignty, the real purpose of money. What if the ultimate prize of building wealth isn't a trophy, a mansion, or a number on a screen, but a weapon? Not a weapon of harm, but of separation. A tool sharp enough to sever the chains of forced association. There is an uncomfortable truth about money that polite society avoids. We are told wealth is about comfort, security, generosity, or legacy. Those are secondary effects. The primary purpose of financial strength is far more raw and far more practical. It buys you the power to walk away. To look at any person, institution, or situation that degrades your life and say, without fear, negotiation, or apology, we are done. That is the entire game. If you misunderstand this purpose, money will not liberate you. It will cage you. You will earn, save, and invest only to discover that you are still surrounded by people you dislike, obligations you resent, and compromises that slowly hollow you out. You will be a well-paid prisoner. This essay dismantles the illusion surrounding wealth, exposes the psychology that traps capable people in miserable arrangements regardless of income, and lays out the real path to the only freedom that matters: autonomy over your associations. Most importantly, it reveals the critical mistake that prevents intelligent, hard-working people from ever using their resources to reclaim their lives. Liberty was always the goal. Here is an admission rarely voiced by those who achieve financial success: affluence was never the true aim. Liberty was. Money was not the destination, it was the vehicle. The accumulation itself was never the point. The point was to reach a position where enduring the intolerable was no longer required. Capital was simply the most efficient way to get there. This distinction matters because it reframes everything. If your goal is consumption, you will never have enough. There will always be a bigger house, a better car, a higher status circle. But if your goal is independence, the target becomes clear and finite, the moment you no longer have to tolerate what you find unacceptable. That moment often arrives far earlier than people expect. The quiet humiliation of dependence. Consider what financial dependence actually demands of you. When you rely on others for your livelihood, you must accept clients you do not respect and answer to superiors you would never choose as mentors. You sit through meetings that should not exist. You nod at proposals you know are flawed. You smile at people who lie, posture, and waste your time. You submit invoices and wait, hoping they will be honored. There is an unspoken indignity embedded in this arrangement. Your survival is contingent on appeasing people whose judgment you do not trust. Your honesty becomes filtered. Your convictions are muted. Your autonomy erodes one compromise at a time. Dependence means you cannot fully speak your mind or act on your best reasoning. You cannot remove poisonous individuals from your orbit because you need something they control. That is not living. That is enduring. And the gap between those two states is vast. What drives ambitious people is not greed, it is the hunger for sovereignty. The ability to operate by one's own code. To think independently and act on those conclusions without seeking permission. Independence is not a number. Most people make a fatal conceptual error: they believe independence is a specific net worth milestone. A magic figure at which freedom suddenly switches on. That is false. Independence is not a number. It is a condition. It is the condition in which you no longer have to tolerate what you find unacceptable. This reframing changes everything about how you approach money. Instead of asking, "How rich do I need to be?" the correct question becomes, "When can I stop doing work I despise? When can I fire clients who demean me? When can I leave partnerships built on dishonesty? When can I refuse meetings that steal my life? When can I deny toxic people access without fear of retaliation?" For most people, that threshold arrives long before full retirement, if they are intentional. The math of freedom. The arithmetic is brutally simple. If you need $100,000 per year to live well, and your capital can reliably generate 5%, then $2 million buys you complete autonomy. That is full independence. But partial independence, the power to be selective, emerges far earlier. $500,000 generating $25,000 annually allows you to eliminate your worst client. It allows you to refuse the most demeaning assignments. It allows you to walk away from clearly poisonous situations. Every additional dollar does not buy luxury. It buys the ability to say no. Each unit of capital purchases another degree of freedom to decline. This is what you are truly acquiring when you save and invest, not future consumption, but present leverage. Why working for others erodes the capable. Skilled people often share a quiet, guilty thought, "I know better than the person paying me." This is not arrogance. It is pattern recognition. When you labor for others, as an employee, advisor, or contractor, you repeatedly execute decisions you know are wrong. You see the flaw. You may even explain it. And then you proceed anyway, because they sign the check. Using your mind to implement poor judgment is a fundamental misuse of competence. Over time, it corrodes you. Not because you are proud, but because your best reasoning is systematically overridden. Once you possess enough capital to act independently, operating with your own resources becomes the only rational path. You no longer need to beg for funding, appease consultants, or court gatekeepers who do not understand your mission. The point of wealth is not power over others. It is freedom from them. The catastrophic mistake, independence unused. This is where most people fail. They achieve financial success, sometimes substantial success, and yet remain trapped. Miserable partners remain. Toxic clients stay. Spirit-crushing jobs continue. Why? Because they never actually use their independence. We have history. They pay on time. The benefits are too good to lose. These are rationalizations. And they are irrational. The entire purpose of accumulating resources is to gain the capacity to remove negative forces from your life. Possessing the capacity and refusing to wield it is a tragic waste. State the principle plainly: people who lie to you, disrespect you, or fail their obligations are not minor inconveniences. They are life's most important warning signals. Remove them. Quickly. Not gradually. Not someday. Not after one more chance. Swiftly, the psychology that keeps people trapped. 3 forces keep intelligent people in destructive relationships. 1. The sunk cost fallacy. Years invested feel like something to protect. Leaving feels like admitting loss. So people throw good years after bad, hoping for change. The years already spent are gone regardless. The only question is whether you will also sacrifice the years ahead. 2. Fear of confrontation. Ending relationships creates discomfort, awkward conversations, anger, retaliation. Enduring feels easier. But this is a lie. The pain of confrontation is acute and brief. The pain of tolerance is chronic and endless. 3. Misplaced loyalty. People confuse loyalty with self-destruction. They believe being good means accepting mistreatment. This is inverted morality. Loyalty is earned through reciprocal decency, not owed indefinitely. Relationships have ROI. Every relationship in your life has a return on investment. Your inputs are time, energy, attention, emotion, and trust. The output is what you receive. Some relationships compound positively. They energize you, sharpen you, support you. They deserve continued investment. Others run at a loss. They drain you, create chaos, and degrade your life. They must be eliminated. Failing to audit relationships is one of the most expensive mistakes people make. The cost of toxicity is not limited to its direct damage. It includes every better alternative you never had time or energy to pursue. You must earn the right to good partners. Here is the uncomfortable truth: you do not get to choose excellent partners by desire alone. You must deserve them. Selection is mutual. High-quality people have options. They avoid unreliable, dishonest, and incompetent individuals because tolerance is unnecessary when alternatives exist. This creates a natural sorting mechanism. Low-quality people cluster together. High-quality people find one another. To attract excellence, you must bring excellence. The foundation is reliability. Do what you say. Meet commitments. If you cannot, say so early. Next is honesty. Speak the truth, especially when uncomfortable. Bad news can be handled. Deception cannot. Then competence. Develop real skill. Wanting great partners means offering value worth partnering with. Finally, fairness. Do not extract more than your share. The strongest alliances are win-win or they do not last. The safest way to get what you want is to deserve what you want. 3 rules for alliances. 3 simple rules transform professional life. Rule 1: never offer anything you would not buy yourself. This preserves integrity and attracts customers you can respect. Rule 2: never work under someone you do not admire. Authority shapes character. Choose carefully, or leave. Rule 3: collaborate only with people you find agreeable. Life is too short for daily misery. Following these rules does not limit success. It multiplies it. Toxicity versus hardship. This philosophy is often labeled selfish. It is not. Hardship is circumstance. Toxicity is character. A good partner facing adversity deserves loyalty. A toxic person revealing their nature does not. Enabling destructive behavior is not kindness. It is cowardice disguised as virtue. The highest form of cooperation. The most advanced human systems are built on earned trust. High-trust environments outperform all others. If a relationship requires endless contracts, verification, and legal armor, it is not cooperation, it is hostile negotiation. Find the trustworthy. Be trustworthy. Eliminate the rest. Final integration. The purpose of wealth is not status, consumption, or validation. It is independence. The power to choose your work, your collaborators, and your companions. Most fail in one of three: